Hey, sports card fans, it's time for another rip of 2022 Topps Series 1. In this rip, I'm going to rip the contents of 50 two-pack blister packs and then also these two oddball things I got at Dollar General. I'll do these at the end, and I got a little comment on that. I think they're going to stink, and probably worse than this. Worse than these. So, this is a highly overprinted product. Here's the odds on the potential pulls. What we're really looking for is a gold, which is 1 in 33 packs. And what we're looking for is the Wander rookie gold card. That's why I'm doing this. It's kind of a lark. 1 in 33. Not very good odds. There are 25 of the blister packs here. I took most of them out of the blister packs already just to make the video shorter. So there's 50 retail packs plus these two Dollar General goofball things, which, there's those little $1 packs that don't have any hits in them. There's 2 of those in there plus some loose cards, which the loose cards promise that there's a possibility for game used mem cards and autograph cards. We'll see what we find. I don't even know if you can find those anymore. I found those quite a while ago, like in January of 2023. A little overpriced. If you watch Jab's channel, you'll see he ripped some newer things that he got at Dollar General earlier this week. It had Big League Baseball in it, plus autographs. And he did find some autographs. Nothing really great, but try to even out these packs. Try to do 1/3 of them at a time. Also, in the last rip, I really didn't show a recap of what I ripped. So here's the recap, the stuff that I sleeved up. There were 2 base rookie Wanders, 3 gold cards, which is probably a little bit above the average of 1 of 33. Nothing great, though. Although there's 1 rookie, Dubon, Moran. Real Muto out of 299, orange foil board. Rockies out of 199, that's a red foil board. It's a nice hit, though. Home field advantage. Alonso, the polar bear. There were 2 short prints, DeGrom and Chris Bryant. Pretty sweet. A Pedroia 87 relic, game used. It's a bat relic. There's the back. And probably the hit of the rip was the Wander player worn relic. And there was a bunch of other stuff that I sleeved, but that's kind of the highlights. Try to do a little bit better job. I got my supplies handy here tonight. We'll sleeve up any kind of hits, put them on the stage, assuming we find something. I don't know, this product's really overprinted. That's why the golds are only 1 in 33. I'm not sure what the odds were for Series 2 and update. I'll grab some packs for my next rip because I do have 25 more of these, and that's all I have. So there will end up being 3 rips of this product, and then I've got 1 sleeve of purples, and I've got 5 blaster boxes. And if I don't find the Wander gold card there, I'm going to have to say uncle. Pretty tough, pretty long odds on this particular product, unfortunately. So try to go through these pretty fast. It's, everybody's kind of seen the base at this point. Gardner, he had a pretty decent career. Freddie. Yeah, I'm even going to go faster than this. We've just seen these cards too much. Expired home run challenge cards. For those of my buddies that are watching that don't know, you can pick the game that the player is going to hit a home run. It's a nice Donnie ball game. Trout. There's the Acuna base card. Former Brewer Avi Garcia. I'm here in Wisconsin. I'm a Brewers fan, so long-suffering Brewers fan. It's the only kind there are, though. It's a nice Acuna card. Doesn't really look like Acuna with no hat on. Kind of funny. The Randy Gold Cup. It's a pretty sweet card. Devin Williams with the devastating changeup. He might have the best changeup in baseball, honestly. Couple base packs in a row, all base cards, and there is one of these Stars of MLB in each pack. Those have very little value. Boy, just all base. What I did find a lot of in the last rip was the Stars of MLB Chromes and a few of these Home Run Challenge, and it is staying true to form here on what we're finding. So I don't know, the odds on this are so long, I'm sort of regretting my decision to kind of chase after this, but I do think the odds here are a little better than 2023 Series 1 retail. Maybe we'll find a short print. That'd be pretty sweet, especially a rookie short print. I did find a pretty sweet short print today that I ripped off camera, unfortunately. I'll show it to you when I open these packs. Real nice card, though. Kind of wish they opened a little easier, the video a little faster. Just watching the Brewers game, they're getting shut out by the lowly Cincinnati Reds tonight. So far, anyway. Yeah, I don't know about these Stars of MLB. I wish they'd come up with a better, or at least multiple different inserts, so you wouldn't get so many of these Stars of MLB. I don't actually think they're that bad at cards, but you just get sick of looking at them because they're so prevalent. That's pretty sweet. Jazz and Lindor. Just saw Fairchild. He actually homered for the Reds in that game tonight I was talking about. Oh my. Wow. Now that is really, really sweet, though. The Liberty Bell. They got the, what's the sandwich they love there in Philly? I can't think of it. The cheesesteak down in the corner there. Home field advantage. Harper. It's got a little ding on that corner right there. That is a sweet, sweet pull. It's amazing. I've pulled almost as many of home field advantages as there are gold cards in this. But that one's stage worthy. There's a retail blue of Riley Adams rookie card. It's not bad. Like a rookie color anytime. Randy again. Miggy 87 design. Alonzo. So on those 87s, shout out to my homeboys that aren't collecting cards that are watching this. They kind of reproduce cards from 35 years prior to the year that you're opening. So 35 years ago was 1987. So they're reusing their 87 design to make those cards. Like these diamond die cuts, though. All the old-timer classics. Ernie. Let's play 2. Shohei. He's definitely the best player in baseball. Kershaw, that's the only current player I've seen on one of these so far. And another Harper. I think I saw Flashiest Feet coming. Kind of an oddball. There's a Buster. Bregman. I'm just skipping right over the base, at least most of it. Nando. What is that? Asics? I don't know. I'm not really a sneakerhead, so there's the Ohtani base card, though. That's really sweet. Card number 1. when you have that good of a year, they anoint you in the following year by making somebody pretty special gets card number 1. Also the last card. Also, to my buddies that are watching this, you know, when we were kids, there was a 660 card set. They've divided that set into 2 parts of 330 cards. This is a 330 card set. Series 1, Series 2 is the second half of the base cards. So what you're looking at is like the equivalent of, we do have a gold here. This is the equivalent of what we had when we were kids. That is not Wander, but it is Andrew Heaney, not who we're looking for. There's a nice pool house, though. You see just a touch right there. It's a nice color match. Pretty sweet card there. We got another 87 Scherzer. Maddox. Very cool. Yeah, let's take another look at it. It's just so awesome. Oh, also, this is kind of funny. There's an uncorrected error of Mike Yastrzemski. That's Carl's grandson. They misspelled Yastrzemski. They didn't correct it. They misspelled it on the back of the card also. Should be SKI. Kind of funny. I don't know if they would really correct things like that these days. They would have done that back in the old days, but I think they just kind of let it fly now. Probably because I think most of the printing is done before they actually release the cards. Unlike in the old days when there was only one set, they just kept printing the cards all year long, so they would correct errors that they found in their first printing between the first and second printing, or between the second and third printing, or whatever. Kind of works differently now because they're making so many sets that they move on to printing different cards after they've printed a release. These cards were released about around February 15th of 2022, so like a year and a half ago, and they made so many of these cards. I mean, you can still find some of this stuff in retail outlets because they made so much of it. So they definitely cut down the production between Series 1 and Series 2, and then it gets cut down again in Update, and that's definitely happening also in the 2023 cards. Well, it's a Yankee. It's got a little bit of collectability because of that. DeGrom again. Yeah, I'm going to point out something else to you guys on these cards. A nice Freddie card. I'm pretty convinced Freddie, he's such a good hitter. I really think he's going to make the Hall of Fame. He's got a ridiculous batting average again this year. Man, Cesar Hernandez. I think I pulled him off camera earlier today. Same card, rainbow foil, yeah. Chisholm, Generation Now. Not a big fan of those. Another Chisholm. He's a dynamic player, though. There's Bieber, who's supposedly going to be traded. There's a pretty nice card. Trout and Ohtani. Another thing about this is actually, remember the old team cards they had in the old days? With the picture of the whole team out on the field? This is now what the team cards are like. It's usually some of the stars on the team. Another comment on this. A lot of you guys are ripping Heritage now, and everybody's kind of like, we find it quite wonky that it just says Angels and it doesn't say Los Angeles Angels or California Angels or whatever. That whole Angels thing has been going on for a while. We'll look at another team card and it will actually say Los Angeles Dodgers or whatever. The Angels have been just the Angels for a while in cards. It's pretty goofy. I really don't like it. It just stood out when Heritage came out. Donaldson still on the Twins. Garrett Cole. There's the Nando base card. That is a sweet card. Got one of those for a young man named Evan, sleeved up already. Shout out to him. Nice. Freddie Blue. And Yu Darvish. Rainbow foil. Very nice. There's a decent number of rainbow foils and retail blues, but the other numbered cards are really pretty hard to pull. And we've only gotten one of them so far in this rip. Which is why, I don't know, I ripped about 200 Meyer Purples from 2023 Series 1. I wouldn't go back to that product until it's on the clearance shelf. At least the retail options. It is going to go to clearance though. That stuff's just sitting everywhere. It's got J-Rod on the cover. I would predict when Update comes out, or maybe soon after that, that Series 1 will hit the clearance box. Even the Meyer Purples are sitting everywhere. Those things normally are a pretty hot ticket. I kind of think they made more of those in 2023 than they did in 2022 also. So finishing up the second stack here. There's Christian Yelich on the back. It's kind of funny, Yelich is really not player he used to be, and he's still perceived to be the most marketable Brewers player in the card market. So like the inserts and stuff, they tend to be Yelich cards, and there's not really anybody else that gets that sort of treatment on the Brewers. Brewers have done a lot without a lot of money. You look at the number of playoff appearances they've made in the last few years, but they never really get very far. Somehow you got to beat the Braves in the playoffs, and they don't have enough to do that. Bregman, another base pack. Another base pack. Also, we just missed the Wander rookie card here because that should have been the next card after Corbin Burns. There's another Nando for Evan. I'll sleeve that one up for him. Bruhan. It's pretty nice. I don't know how he's doing. I haven't really followed him. It's Acuna Chrome. There's base versions of this and then Chrome versions. You can see the little logos slightly different on those. Excuse me. Donnie Ballgame again. Didn't we pull him already today? I can't remember. We might have a backwards card here. No, it's another. It's a 6-4 stars. These are actually pretty tough pulls. Bichette and Simeon. That's a pretty nice card. It's probably the only one of those that we'll find in this whole rip. There's that Yelich card. There's the Bichette base card. It's a pretty sweet card. The photography in this is pretty awesome, actually. Kershaw Chrome. Will Smith is a really good player. Bats third for the Dodgers. Bohm, Kershaw. I don't know, collecting cards has really made me pay more attention to baseball, and I got back into this in 2020 during the event of 2020 that we are not supposed to name on YouTube, when everybody else got back into cards. But that little 60 game season I had in 2020, that really kind of relit my passion for baseball and how I loved it as a kid. I didn't really talk about this. It's an amateur hour here with me bumping the camera, but I started collecting when I was 8 years old in 1974. So this year's Heritage is pretty exciting to me. I've ripped a little bit of it off camera. I will make some videos of Heritage because it's just really a fun, nostalgic product for old timers like me. I don't know, that's who I'm also kind of a set builder, which I think is another old timer kind of mentality. Because that's all we did when we were younger, because there weren't all of these inserts and parallels and everything. This didn't exist. None of this stuff existed then. Just the cards today are so much more interesting and fun than they were when I was a kid because of all the parallels and inserts and autographs and relics and everything else, and flashiest feat cards of Jazz. He's a pretty dynamic player. Really exciting player. Don't see a lot of them. Don't get a lot of Marlins games on the tube, but there's something here. Reed Detmer's rookie card. He's already thrown a no-hitter. Good player. Sure how he's doing now. Nice. Back when there was hitting in Major League Baseball, Tony Gwynn was one of the all-time greats. Does it have his lifetime average? Yeah, lifetime 338. Imagine that happening now. Me and Brett's only 305 lifetime. That's a sweet card. I've pulled it a few times though, Votto. One more little stack and then we'll do those Dollar General things. There are some loose cards in there. I'm kind of interested to see what those are. Those are so old now. I'm not sure you could find those anymore. It's about another 10 packs here. Only one gold card so far, so the odds on finding a Wander gold card at this rate are pretty lousy. Probably should have bought one back in 2022 when he was having a terrible year and the prices were down. That would have been the smart move. But ripping packs is pretty fun, so I'm not going to really complain about it. There's a lot of nice cards in here. The base cards I'll throw into complete sets and sell those off. They won't fetch very much at this point, but that's the only way to move those. There's a couple other rookies in here that are pretty good. Cal Raleigh and Lars Nootbaar come to mind. Something in that pack. Saw a little green there. All right, two more. Boy, I got one card on the stage so far. I mean, I'm not bothering to sleeve the Wander rookie cards of Stars of MLB, but there have been a few of those. There's Schwarby. Led the league in homers. Bregman, Molina. 87, Buster. Okay, we do have a numbered parallel here. It's a green foil board. It's an outfielder, and it is a rookie. And it is Brian De La Cruz. That's a pretty nice card. Kyle Tucker, Generation Now. Not that great of a hit rate in these. Castellanos, Lubob, Base. I haven't pulled that many of the Kelenic Future Stars cards out of this. That's another one I'd like to pull a parallel of, even though it's a second-year card. A lot of Cesar Hernandez coming out here. Got a retail blue. Solak. Definitely not who we're looking for. Arenado. All these home run challenge cards are all expired, so you can't even play the game on that. Here's the base Wander rookie. we'll sleeve that card. Comes right between Burns and Yelich. It's kind of funny. Oh boy. That is really sweet. Bench. Maybe the greatest catcher ever. Honestly. Well, we're almost done here, so I'll just leave those there. I really don't like opening these blister packs, so I tend to cut them off as long as I don't cut any of the cards. I only bought these just to make a point about retail sports cards. I have the receipt here. That's what I'm going to show you guys. These were really overprinted. I see these extra cards are out of those team sets that they couldn't sell because they're all numbered with the team set numbers. That one, I think, is not in the base set, Matt Duffy. And these packs are kind of worthless because there are no parallels in these packs. These are kind of cold packs, basically. There's no, I don't think there's any odds shown on the packs. Well, this is disappointing that they take these team sets and put them in here. I suppose you can get an alternative. Yeah, plus the corners got damaged too from when they sent them out originally to the Walmarts and of the world, and they sat around the stores forever before they took them back to throw them in these packs. So these packs will just be base cards. See, there's no odds on the packs. There's nothing in these packs other than base cards. These are really not worth buying. They do normally sell these packs for $1. That's kind of the people's interest in them, is how cheap they are. So I do have a couple comments here at the end. So if you're going to buy retail sports cards, you need to get a deal. It's like you need to use all of your coupons, and like when you're buying cards at Target, you need to get the red card and get 5% off. You need to utilize the app and or website and get free shipping on your purchases. You need to get the 5% off. These are numbered, but they are these are the same cards that are in the base packs. The only thing good that we can get here is the Wander rookie card, honestly. And I don't think we're going to get it. Like, I'm definitely not advocating buying these packs. I bought them to show you this. Like, if you're going to buy cards at Dollar General, I don't know why, but they always give you this 20% off, and it's always on Saturdays. I don't know why they want to drive traffic on Saturdays, but that's how they work, which is kind of goofy. And then there's one other thing I want to show you. Like, if you guys think that you guys can have influence over Topps and what they do, if you take the time to write them. I tend to send in a lot of damaged cards. The cards are so expensive now, guys, that you can actually send your damaged cards into Topps for replacement cards. So I want to show you this because I'm probably not the only guy that wrote this letter, but I wrote this letter and I told them about this. And when Series 2 came out, they did have it fixed. So I wrote them a letter and said, when the fronts of the cards are going the same direction, the backs of the cards also need to be going the same direction. And that is not the case on all of these cards. Some of them are going every which way. I'm trying to find one here that's and I'm struggling. I should have had this ready. Because some of them are going the opposite way that they should be. But for right now, I'm having trouble finding one. Very interesting. Anyway, I'm probably not the only guy that complained about that, but I did notice the same thing was going on in 2021 and 2020. And I finally said, what are you guys doing? And wrote them a letter, and they did seem to get it fixed. Here, let me grab something from stuff I already sorted. Here's what I'm talking about. Front's the same direction. Back's in the opposite direction. You know, I think when you look through your Series 2 and update, they have this fixed. And also in 2023, it's also fixed. This is the last series I noticed that it did this. Crazy. They would definitely not do that anymore. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great night. Appreciate it. If you like the video, please give me a like and a subscribe. Thanks a lot. Have a good night.